Why? Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, so this ending. Asuma. About to kill Haru. Obviously, Haru is not going to die. Let's just be straight out honest, okay? Let's just be straight out honest. Haru will not die. I can see Asuma dying, it's a possibility. But Haru dying, I don't see it. But even if it does happen, this writer is dark. It's like Yuri and Neo knew that the Asuma would eventually come to kill her because the way it was all set up. I mean, we still had the letter of Asuma. I thought Asuma ripped her letter. Did she rip her letter in episode 1? I remember clearly Asuma ripping her own black letter to give to Haru, and so that's where it ended. On episode 1 or 2, somewhere around that happened. So, how'd she get a letter again? Or I could be completely wrong, but either way, the ending, that's a horrific ending. That is a terrible ending. I mean, you just have Asuma unsheath her freaking blade, and then she's pointing it at Haru, and then, oh, guess what? You get an ending song! At least the ending song was badass, okay? We get to see Neo with her nice good cover ending song. Looked really awesome, and I like getting to see Neo in the ending song. But besides that, that does not quell my fury I have right now with the way this episode ended, because just... are one of these characters going to die? That's the big question I have right now, because, I mean, it's possible. Or it's possible, you know, there's going to be something else that can happen. Maybe they can both die. I don't know. Next episode is going to be the final episode, so I don't know. We don't know if this is going to be setting up for a tragedy or if it's going to be just a downright good, pleasant ending. We'll have to see. So let's talk about this episode, more in depth with this episode. We find out the entire reason why this black classroom was put together in the first place. It wasn't just to kill Haru, it was an initiation ceremony to make Haru a part of the Illuminati. Yeah, I'm not joking here. I mean, you might as well say Yuri, that girl, the chairman woman or whatever, she's part of the Illuminati. She's a leader because, I mean, she says her entire organization controls every action in the entire world. I'm like, that's freaking... that's Illuminati. That's fucking Illuminati, okay? There's no denying that one right there. And so Haru's gonna become the queen of the Illuminati, if she does agree to it. And then we have Asuma that's conflicted with her feelings, finding out that Haru has this power called Primer, to where she subconsciously, or to where she can secrete this Primer power to make people fall for her and die for her. And I like that a lot. I love the symbolism with the queen bee and Haru, and I like how they tried to build that up a little bit. One thing, though, it really brings to question exactly why some of these assassins never killed Haru instantly. Because if she was exerting this power unsubconsciously to all these different assassins, it might explain why they never killed her instantly. Like why they just gave her a letter and then walked off and only killed her a couple hours later, tried to kill her. So it might explain why they were so easy on her, like Haru brought up this episode. And at the same time, it might explain why Asuma, you know, was helping her out. But either way, I'm gonna just take a quick guess. This is me theorizing right now. I highly doubt Asuma is underneath the control of Haru. I highly doubt that. I think Asuma actually wanted to help Haru out with the kindness of her heart, not because of the Primer power. I want to say that right now. But either way, you know, one thing I find interesting about the series, since we're almost at the end, this was supposed to have Yuri. I really have not seen Yuri. I'm gonna be honest here. I mean, yes, we had one little kissing scene to save Asuma when she was drowning, but, I mean, that's not really considered Yuri. So, I mean, we really can't say that this series is Yuri, honestly. I mean, it's supposed to be a Yuri romance with action assassins and stuff. That was what was even in the details of this anime before I ever watched it, before the first episode began. And we haven't gotten much Yuri. You know, honestly, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it might explain when they went to the terms of Yuri, it pretty much meant that Asuma had great love for Haru because Haru was the queen bee. That might explain why they had the Yuri tag, but I don't know if necessarily this is going to evolve into a Yuri romance couple. But either way, it's interesting seeing Neo as a character, because I always thought Neo would have been like one of the enemies towards the end of the series that would fight Haru or try to kill one of these characters like Asuma or Haru, but it seems like Neo was just part of this clan, the clan that, you know, Haru's going to be joining, the Illuminati, and so It's just shocking. I thought Neo would have played a bigger role. I really have. Since we got to see her tattoos and all stuff like that, we do find out that Neo was saved by the chairwoman at a young age. And so that might explain why Neo has scars all over her body, probably from her old clan she used to have, probably tortured her, or she was in some form of torture to be able to join this clan. Or that could have been her initiation ceremony to get into this clan of the Illuminati. But either way, I like this episode. I really do. This episode didn't have a lot of action. It was mainly just meant for build-up. It was a build-up for the final episode of Akuma no Riddle. That's exactly what this was. It was build-up for the final episode for Asuma to strike at Haru. Now, my guess is what's going to happen next episode. Most likely Haru is going to excrete her primer. Most likely she's going to use her primer ability to control Asuma. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I mean, maybe this entire time Haru's been in this entire black classroom, she hasn't used her power at all. She hasn't actually had it used at all, but she'll unlock it at the end of next episode, or somewhere unlock it next episode to save herself. I could see that happening. She unlocks her ability finally for the first time, and then Asuma realizes that she was just, never manipulating her in the first place. So, if you have yet to watch this episode of Akuma no Riddle, go give it a watch. This series is getting good. Honestly, it's going to be upsetting seeing this series end next week. I mean, since it's going to be its final episode. But all good things must come to an end. And I'll make sure to tell my final thoughts of how I feel about this entire series next week. So everybody, tell me your thoughts about this episode. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.